black and gold, running up the skyline. Steel Hawk crew, it's the Crow's Nest 9. Rolling down the riverside, city shining big. History in our blood, never drop a gig. Eyes on the field, legacy in hand. Enterprise strong, respect in the land. Raise a Jolly Roger, everybody knows. Crow's Nest 9, where the true fans go.
Welcome aboard to the first episode of the Crow's Nest 9. We're the podcast where we climb to the highest point of the ship, keep our eyes peeled on every pitch, every trade, and every heartbreak that comes with being a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. I'm your host, Eddie, and I'm pumped that you're joining me today. Whether you're listening on the North Shore with a view of the Clemente Bridge or stuck in traffic on 28, climb up in the Crow's Nest with me. This is going to be your new home for unfiltered Pirates talk, deep dives, hot takes, history lessons, and plenty of what the heck is Bob Nutting doing now. So, why the name Crow's Nest 9? Simple. Crow's Nest is where the lookout sits, highest point on the ship, best view in the house. That's us. We're not going down in the galley and arguing, we're up top scouting every single thing that the Bucks do. The 9 innings, 9 guys on the field, and the starting 9 that we're all praying will finally put it together this year. Alright, first episode. I'm going to give you a quick backstory on me, a little bit of Pirates history, and then we'll talk about the brutal 2025 season. Busy off-season that actually has me optimistic, and my bold 2026 predictions. So grab yourself an Iron City, settle in, and let's talk a little bit of Buccos baseball. Quick intro on me, so you guys know who you're trusting with your precious listening time. I'm Eddie. I've been a diehard Pirates fan since I moved to the Pittsburgh area back in 2002. My first game at PNC Park blew me away. The view of the city, the rivers, everything. I went from a casual baseball fan to a full-blown Pirates fan in no time. They've put me through the ringer, though. This team in the early 2000s were not very good. Had the great playoff run in 2013 through 2015. Then the long rebuild ever since. I'm still that guy that's yelling at the TV when the bullpen melts down or blowing up the chat after a tough loss. This podcast is for fans like us. The ones who love the Pirates even when it hurts. Before we get into 2026, let's take a quick trip through Pirates history. The Pittsburgh Pirates have been around since 1887, when they were originally the Alleghenies. They officially became the Pirates in 1891 after pirating a player from another team. They got 5 World Series titles, 1909, 1925, 1960, 1971, and 1979. It's a lot more than some of the so-called big market teams. 1960, Bill Mazeroski had a walk-off home run in Game 7 against the Yankees. It's the only Game 7 walk-off in World Series history. Roberto Clemente, the great one. 4 batting titles, 12 Golden Gloves, first Latin player into the Hall of Fame. Number 21 is retired. The bridge is named after him, and every Pirates fan still gets chills when they hear his name. 1979, Willie Stargell, Pops, leading the ragtag bunch to the title. Kent Tucholsky with his submarine delivery, and those teams were magic. Barry Bonds in the 90s was putting up video game numbers before he left for San Francisco. And then you have the 2013 through 2015 squads, with Andrew McCutchen winning MVP, Sterling Marte flying around the bases, and Garrett Cole dealing. We made the playoffs as a wild card team in 2013 after 20 straight losing seasons. That was a summer that made everybody believe again, but since then, it's been rebuild city. PNC Park is still the most beautiful park in baseball, but we just haven't had the wins to match it, at least until now. Alright, let's fast forward to the present. Let's talk 2025, because we gotta rip that band-aid off before we celebrate the new additions. Final record, 71-91. Dead last in the NL Central. Offense that was historically bad. Worse than the entire majors in runs scored, home runs, and OPS. it was painful to watch. There were too many nights where we scored 2 runs and expected Paul Skenes to throw a shutout. Bullpen had its moments, but they couldn't close games when we actually had the lead. But the silver lining was Paul Skenes. This kid is unreal. 1.97 ERA, 216 strikeouts in 187 innings, unanimous Cy Young winner. Unanimous, even with a 10-10 record. Because this lineup gave him basically 0 run support. Dude was carrying the entire franchise on his back like it was casual Tuesday. Every 5th day at PNC Park felt like a playoff game. That's the kind of ace that we have to build around. So yeah, 2025 sucked, but it proved that we have a foundation. Now the fun part, the offseason. For once, it actually seemed like the Pirates showed up with their wallet. They went out and addressed the offense that was crying for help, trading for Brandon Lau from the Rays, solid second baseman, left-handed pop. Exactly what we needed in the middle of the order. We got Ryan O'Hearn on a multi-year deal. Guy can hit, versatility to play right field, first base, DH, and he brings veteran stability. Then they brought in Marcell Ozuna on a 1-year deal to DH and MASH. Dude still has some power in his stroke. They added outfield depth with Jake Mangum and the password Garcia. And on the pitching side, they got Jose Urquidy, who gives us some veteran innings behind those young arms. I mean, it's not a $300 million spending spree, but by Pirate standard, this is aggressive. Bob Nutting actually opened his checkbook just a little bit this year. Lineup finally has some thump around Brian Reynolds and O'Neal Cruz. So where does that leave us in 2026? Spring training's in its final stretch in Bradenton right now. Opening day's just 7 days away in New York versus the Mets. Perfect chance for us to grab one on the road. So let's talk the projected lineups. Got Henry Davis at catcher, probably going to be the starter, with some of the other guys pushing for more playing time. Infield, we got Brandon Lowe at second, Spencer Horwitz at first, and whoever wins the battle at third base. Shortstop's an even bigger question, but that'll be for a different episode. Outfield, we got Brian Reynolds in left, O'Neal Cruz in center, Ryan O'Hearn in right, with Jake Mangum and Password Garcia providing the depth. DH, we got Marcell Ozuna. Pitching rotation, Paul Skenes, our ace, obviously. Mitch Keller with the veteran arm. Then we got the young guns, Bubba Chandler, who's rising fast, and Braxton Ashcraft, and whoever else may break camp. Don't sleep on any of our prospects either, though. Connor Griffin, our number 1 overall prospect, shortstop, tools for days, is already knocking at the door. If he forces his way up mid-season, watch out. My bold prediction, 83 wins. We'll sneak into the wild card conversation, maybe steal a division game or 2 from the Cubs and Reds if they stumble a bit. The NL Central's wide open again. With Skenes dealing every 5 days and a lineup that can actually score 4 runs some nights, we're dangerous. Will it happen? I don't know. But first time in years, I'm not just saying maybe next year. I'm saying this could be the year we make some noise. Quick fan service before we dock this ship. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and leave a review. Let your buddies know about us. You can reach me at all of our socials. All the handles will be in the show notes, or you can email the show. Got any questions on the 2026 roster? Want to hear me rant about something? Send it in. Future episodes, we're going to have some weekly recaps once the season starts, some deep dives on some players, and who knows what else. I guess we'll see. So that's going to do it for episode 1 of the Crow's Nest 9. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending this time with me. Remember, the view from the Crow's Nest is always better when we win, so let's get out there in 2026, support these guys at PNC, and maybe, just maybe, finally get the city something to cheer about again. From Cranberry to the North Shore and everywhere in between, let's go Bucks.